Across Oregon, education leaders are hungry for solutions to address the state's stalled graduation rates and cycle of poverty. They want to give at-risk children better hope for success. Some innovative superintendents aren't waiting any longer. Here are 4 who are leading the way in connecting to early learning and closing the achievement gap.
It is a risk. There's no question about it.
8 years ago, Gladstone Superintendent Bob Stewart helped to convert an unused grocery store in his district to an early learning center. His goal was to reach the district's families and kids long before the age of 5. He says at first, some people were skeptical when he allocated time and resources to early learning.
But when you anchor it to having kids more ready to enter school, more opportunity to be successful, being able to have access to health care, getting to know our kids. Our goal is that before kids walk through the door of kindergarten, that we will know a lot about 85% of those kids. Really having a relationship with kids. And so by and large, people get this.
Today, the Gladstone Center for Children and Families houses the district's kindergarten classes as well as many early childhood programs, including Head Start and a health clinic. Since the center opened, the staff have seen a 50% rise in the number of letters and numbers kindergartners can identify when they come to school. Stewart says the benefits have exceeded his expectations.
You go down to functions at the center, and here you have families that are sitting at a common table with a baby in their arms, a 3-year-old, and a kindergarten child as their oldest child. And that's pretty cool. That sense of community that begins at a really young age. That's powerful. That is really powerful.
Another benefit is that Stewart and his work have inspired others, such as Superintendent John Peterson of Pendleton. In November 2014, the school district will break ground on a $9.5 million early learning wing.
When I became a superintendent, I think I had kind of a, internal vow that I would do what I can in Pendleton to have an impact there and improve our educational program for kids from birth through our system.
Peterson says Pendleton was a community ready to embrace early learning.
Of course you're nervous, when you're in a position that's different than anything you've done, but when I decided that I was really going to push the envelope in our community with regard to early childhood education, I found a very, very receptive audience in Pendleton, and that's made the work certainly a lot easier.
Early learning initiatives across the state take different forms. In McMinnville, Superintendent Mary Alice Russell has added 4 preschool classes to her elementary schools as part of a program that helps children arrive at kindergarten prepared.
It's kind of hard, I think, for some people to sort of think about, what on earth could serving students at the preschool level mean? And we know what a kindergarten classroom looks like, but maybe we conceptually can't think about what it looks like to have a 4-year-old in a K-12 system. Will they get lost in the shuffle? Will they not get all those other developmental needs that they have addressed? And I think it's important to have a model in place so you can show people, here is what we're doing.
And in the David Douglas School District in Southeast Portland, Superintendent Don Graing is working on an early learning demonstration project at one elementary school. Through a unique partnership with the Children's Institute and others in the community, the school staff are centralizing public funding and programs at Earl Boyles Elementary. The new Early Learning Wing and Neighborhood Center will open in the fall of 2014.
It's a huge learning curve for a superintendent because you're so focused on the K-12 system and now starting to do post-high school, and you don't know how much more you can put on your plate, but when you see the opportunities that providing an early childhood education to every child can do for your K-12 system, the positive impact that it can have on increasing the rigor throughout the system, it's exciting.
At the state level, these early learning initiatives in Oregon have earned attention.
Superintendents have the opportunity or the ability to set lots of direction and to mobilize a community in a really different way.
Rob Saxon says as he and other policymakers are working to build a system of public education in the state that starts before kindergarten, they need to know what works, and they're looking to these leading superintendents to teach them through example. At the Children's Institute, we agree that these superintendents on the ground are providing a critical link between policy and practice, and it's our job to support them.
One of the things that's so important in making the research actionable is having tangible models. We know that early learning is a key strategy in closing the gap, but early learning isn't part of the formal education system. And so what's fantastic about these superintendents is they're helping us imagine a new starting line for education. And until we imagine it, we can't all go out there and do it. And so they're taking the risk to figure it out. Their schools are learning laboratories. They're humbly helping us all understand the way, and the Institute is right there working in partnership to provide the research, to provide the evidence, and support catalytic partnership.
These superintendents are not alone. Across the state, dozens of educators have started early learning initiatives in their districts. We need to capitalize on the momentum behind these efforts. Please join the Children's Institute to create an Oregon in which every child is prepared for success in school and in life.